Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Chris's Habs Corner. Just going to be going over the 5-zip loss to the Red Wings last night. Second straight game getting shut out. Pretty disappointing. And you could just really see that uh, the Habs are just beat down, and there's not a lot of energy left in this team overall with 4 games remaining. So let's get right into it. Yeah, you could really see in that first period, Detroit really took control of the game. A lot of high and low cycles in the offensive zone, in and out. Just a lot of zone time where the Habs were hemmed in their own end. A lot of open space. I think David Perron got a goal and an assist in that first period. um, just a lot of defensive miscues, especially I think on David Perron's first goal in that first period there. It was just a lot of broken efforts tonight. You could really see it. I thought in the second period, David Perron's second goal, you could see he kind of slipped in between the Habs defense. They were caught too wide, too spread out apart, and he just was able to get that stretch pass for the breakaway to go in on a Primeau all alone. Nothing he could have really done there. There were a few blind passes in our own zone that led to turnovers to keep sustained zone time for Detroit. Ended up with a couple of goals in the back of the net tonight. You could really see how Detroit is pretty good when they're set up in the offensive zone at giving each other options, staying really close to the puck carrier along the boards in the cycle game, and just being able to have that support and kind of do these give and go quick little plays to pass through the defense towards the net, And you could see when, the Habs defense ended up regaining puck possession a lot of times, they were kind of left all alone with the 2 Detroit players right in their face. And, I think overall our defense core breaking the puck out of the zone didn't really do a good job handling that pressure. Didn't really recognize the right passing lanes or the right appropriate passing options with the pressure in their face tonight. Just a lot of forced errors, breaking the puck out, and some unforced errors. When we did have time, breaking the puck through the neutral zone in our defensive end, just forcing passes that didn't need to be made. Just really not a lot of flow or pace to our game tonight. You could see, especially in the offensive zone, we really didn't have a whole heck of a lot of sustained offensive zone time tonight. You could see when Habs player would go in on the boards with the puck, you could really see there was no support from anybody else. There was not another red jersey in sight to help support the play or really give any options for the Habs player down low. Another night we couldn't really generate any offense inside in the interior towards the house a whole heck of a lot. And you could see Detroit really they pressure up high on our defense too. You could really see the Habs didn't really do a whole heck of a good job of holding the blue line tonight. A lot of coughed pucks, a lot of forced miscue plays that led to some dangerous scoring chances at the blue line. You could really see Detroit likes to put even 2, sometimes even 3 guys up high when the puck comes up along the boards. And, we didn't really do a good job with that. And you could tell the Habs defense core didn't really do a good job activating in the offensive zone either tonight, really. They just really weren't able to pinch down a whole heck of a lot because of that. And, the offense was just kind of flat tonight, Just a lot of individual efforts in the offensive zone, I think. It was a big struggle. Trying to think of anything else really that stood out in this game. Not a whole heck of a lot, You could also see we didn't really do a great job on transition defense. We gave Detroit a lot of open skating lanes coming into the defensive zone. Not good gap control or just standing up to break plays in general at the blue line tonight against Detroit. A lot of times they were able to just walk right in. Just a lot of forced and unforced errors overall tonight, I think. You could really see in front of the net a couple of those goals. I think Matt Luff was one of them, and then David Perron's, I want to say his second goal of the night there in the third period. You could see we left a couple of wide open passing lanes, and really just everybody kind of caught puck watching, no one picking up the man going towards the net. A couple of tap-in goals that happened in this game that weren't really Caden Primeau's fault. Speaking of Primeau, I thought he he did okay. I think he had around a 750, 740, maybe 730 save percentage, which is actually not that great to be honest, but he was kind of left out to dry on a few of those goals. I would have liked to seen him have made 2 saves out of those 5 goals he let in. If he had just let in 3 goals, I would have been a little more lenient to say he did pretty decent in net and held his ground. But I think, if he really wants to make that jump to the NHL level, he's got to have 2 of those back. I don't really know which 2, to be honest. Maybe that first one in the first period there, and then one other big save. But he's got to come up with at least 2 of those and make some really big saves to hold his ground. And he wasn't able to do that tonight, letting in 5 goals in the game. With his track record and him trying to prove himself that he belongs at least as a backup in the NHL at the NHL level, this didn't really help his case tonight, to be completely honest. And you don't really feel comfort when you watch him handle a puck after he makes a save with his rebound control. It's almost like he just doesn't know where the puck's really going to go, or really understands where the puck angle is going to go, and he's kind of confused looking around. It just leaves you a sense of discomfort watching him. It's a little bit wild, to be honest. So he's definitely, no doubt about it, you got to go back to Laval and work on his game some more. I don't know what the Habs management, what the plan is with him going forward now. But to be honest, it's not looking the greatest. I would say he's definitely on a short leash now. If the Habs management has not already really made a decision, maybe he gets one more start in these last 4 games. Try to give him another shot to see what he's got. But if he does, he's really got to perform. He's really got to show up. Because he can do it at the AHL level. He has the playoff pedigree, the playoff experience with Laval on that run they made to the conference finals last year, but maybe it's just something mentally in his head he's got to unlock and just let go of, and to be able to just allow himself to play his game at the NHL level. You see that with a lot of goalies. A lot of it is a mental head game with them. Maybe that's the case with Primeau. I don't know. I'm not really too much of a goalie expert, to be honest. Yeah, that's all I really have for tonight, guys. Again, there was no Jordan Harris or Harvey Pinard tonight. You saw Chris Tierney slide in on that 4th line in the centering position there tonight. You saw Chris Weidman back in the lineup. Chris Weidman did not look that great tonight. He coughed up a lot of pucks. Just wasn't able to handle the pressure that Detroit was facing against the defense tonight, and he baited into some errors, I think. And just my last thoughts on this were the Habs are a depleted team. You could really see the injury effects and how it's just de-energized the whole team, and a few of these players, have completely checked out and are just ready to go golfing in the summertime and just have the Twisted Tea sit down on the beach somewhere. You could totally tell. It's pretty obvious. I know Martin St. Louis keeps preaching he wants his team to sprint to the finish line, and just keep building the brand. But I think there just comes a point where that just goes in one ear out the other when you're down to literally the last few inches of the race. I just think everybody in that locker room, to be honest, kind of knows it's over. And a few guys have just completely checked out. Not to say that all of them have checked out. A few of them are still putting in the effort. There's still some guys still trying to fight for a lineup spot or an NHL career position. But other guys, especially the ones, that aren't going to be around next year. They've kind of mentally checked out, and you could clearly tell in this game tonight. Habs have a game Thursday night at home against Washington. Washington's kind of pretty much out of the playoff race as well. I don't really know what to make of that game. Honestly, I kind of expect it to be a little bit of the same as tonight, effort-wise. I just don't think. I really just don't think there's a lot of energy left in this team down the stretch here these last few games. Well, give me a like and subscribe to this channel. Help me grow it. I'd really appreciate it. And I'll probably be coming out with a game reaction video on Friday at some point. So talk to you guys then.